नमस्ते बिटिया, हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। A very good morning to you all. Myself, JV'n Dr. Ravi Jain, Assistant Professor, Department of Practice of Medicine at Faculty of Homeopathic Science in JAYOTI VIDYAPEETH University, Jain. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the clinical examination, the importance of the clinical examination of GI system, especially in case of personal history. So, in clinical examination, we are going to discuss about the personal history, how we are going to take the personal history of a patient, especially for during the GI system examination. So this personal history can be asked along with any system, but especially in this today's lecture, we are going to discuss in relation to the GI system. First, personal history. What is personal history? Personal history refers to the history of a patient, especially in terms of in relation of his addictions, his work, his socio-economic conditions. All these things are covered under personal history. So let's start with the clinical examination of the personal history. What questions you are going to ask and how you are going to elicit the personal history of a particular patient. Personal history. Personal history consists of dietary history, the history of eating shellfish for hepatitis. Like suppose if a patient is coming to you with complaints of hepatitis, then you have to ask for the dietary history, like history of eating shellfish, because that is the diet that he is taking belongs to his personal habit, and due to which he is having complaint. You have to inquire about the history of any kind of smoking, alcohol, drug abuse, blood transfusions, etc. Because these things are directly related to the development of GI complaints. Like smoking is directly responsible for the development of ulcers, peptic ulcers, especially alcohol, drug abuse, and blood transfusion. These are directly or indirectly responsible for the development of GI disorders. Sexual contact for the sexual history related disorders. These are needed to be discussed. Now, whenever you ask or whenever you start with the personal history of the patient, you always ask the exact nature of the work or occupation of that particular patient. Now, always ask the kind of work, the nature of work that particular patient is doing. You can ask about present occupation, and you can also ask or inquire about the past occupation that he was doing in the back. One should check for the attitude of that particular person towards his work, whether he is satisfied or not satisfied, whether what kind of relations that particular patient is having with his boss, with the other workers, that need to be checked on. Then you need to inquire about the domestic and the marital relations. You have to ask or inquire about the patient whether he is married or not, and then the relation with his spouse, the spouse, his wife, you need to inquire about. If the particular patient is unmarried, then you have to ask the relation with his parents, and if the particular patient is married, then you should also inquire about the relation with the parents as well as with the spouse and if children present. Because these conditions are frequently associated with the personal or social stresses. So try to find out the relationship with all the people surrounding him who are living with him in the house, in the neighborhood. Always try to explore those things, try to explore the hobbies of that particular patient, his interest, hope, games played, and the other sources. These all things are needed to be inquired about. Then inquire about the home surrounding. Always ask that particular patient about his house, whether the house in which that particular patient is living belongs to his own or it is rented. Whether the house that a particular patient is living in is a kacha house or a pakka house. And also inquire about the people who are living surrounding him. How is the locality? Whether that particular patient, the patient who is living belongs to a good community, where what kind of people are living surrounding him, whether there is a garden around his house or there is a slum around his house. You have to inquire about all those conditions. So because accordingly his personal history will be, and accordingly the diseases can be developed in the particular patient. Then assess for the habits of a particular patient. In the personal history, you need to assess about the habits of a particular patient. Ask about the history of smoking. Inquire about the drinking habits, and also inquire about if that particular patient is taking any kind of drugs or not. So you have to inquire about the smoking, you have to inquire about alcohol and drug use. For assessing the tobacco, you need to check whether the person is a smoker or a non-smoker. If the particular person is a non-smoker, then it doesn't make any sense. But if that particular patient is a smoker, then you have to inquire that how many cigarettes, what kind of smoke that particular patient is taking, whether he is taking a cigarette or a bidi or a hookah or anything else. So you need to inquire. And then again, the quantity, how much quantity of that particular smoke that particular patient is taking in a particular day. If the person says that he is not a smoker, then you have to inquire whether he has quit smoking in the past or he has never taken any kind of smoke. If that particular patient says that no, he was a smoker and now he has left smoking, then you have to inquire that since when that particular patient is not taking any kind of smoke, and how does he feel after quitting the smoke, and is there any problem that particular patient is having. So you have to inquire about the type of smoke, the quantity, and the length of time of non-smoking. Then after smoking, you have to inquire about the alcohol, whether the person is a teetotaler, means he's not taking any kind of alcohol, or he or she is drinking alcohol. Then you have to inquire if that particular patient is taking alcohol. You have to inquire how much quantity that particular patient is taking daily or on the weekly basis. You also have to inquire the past history of alcohol because it directly produces an effect on your liver. And the quantity of alcohol to be consumed, you need to inquire about. So these are the various things. In the personal history, you also need to inquire about the friend circle. The friend circle, the locality where the particular patient is living, because it gives you a lot of idea about the eating habits, the addictions of a particular patient, which can directly affect the GIT of a particular patient and lead to the development of so many diseases. So all these things you have to inquire from the patient directly or indirectly in order to get the personal history of case, especially in case of a GI system disease. So this was all for today, and in the next lecture we are going to discuss about the general physical examination of that particular system. So this session is powered by digital version 2.0 JAYOTI VIDYAPEETH University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box and I'll try to resolve. So this was all about the personal history of the patient, inquiry about the personal history, and we will be meeting in the next lecture with different topic. Alright, so this session was powered by digital version 2.0 JV'n University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. So this was all for today. Thank you very much. We will be meeting in the next lecture. Thank you.